Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Katie. I'm the rec director. This is Mike with CHA. And online we have Brett. He will be presenting after this. Brett is from Grindline, who's heading up the skate park. Tonight we're going to show you a few concepts. Please feel free to give us your input on what you like, what you don't like, what you think we should be adding. No ideas about ideas. So thank you for being here. I'll just send it over to you.
Yeah, no, thank you, Katie. Thank you. It's great to be here tonight. And also online, it's very small, but I have Janie. She's one of our designers who's been working on this project. She's joining in tonight. So how many people were here at the first public meeting? I see familiar faces. Oh, great. Okay, so some of this is going to be repetitive for you guys because we'll go over kind of the first part of the project also. It's great to be back here, and for those who are new, I'm excited to work in Bourne again. Let me, I'm sorry. So these are, if I don't click on that screen, there we go. Yeah, so the previous life I worked on your DPW facility, and that was exciting to work on, pretty challenging site. Tonight, just in our presentation, so I'm going to give a presentation on the basketball court, so you won't see the skate park on here, but then Brett's going to give a presentation on the skate park, and his skate park presentation will have the basketball court on it also. So then just go over a little bit about the team, our experience, the background of the project, for those of you who are new here, go over the existing conditions pretty quickly. I guess most of you are familiar with the park, right? I mean, it's right back here, so I don't think I need to spend too much time on that. And then the concept plans, I'll go over the two options we presented before, and then go over the preferred concept that we're hoping to move forward with. And then a little bit on court construction and some precedent photos. So that's me, Mike Moonen. I'm a landscape architect, project manager. I've been doing this for about 28 years, and of the last 23 or so, concentrating on parks, sports, recreation projects. And then this is our whole design. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Oh. Sorry. What did I do? I'm going the wrong way. This is a new clicker, and it's the opposite of my old one. So there we go. So we have just a whole design team down here for permitting, site civil design, land survey, and so forth. A little bit about CHA. We're a full-service architectural engineering firm, about close to 2,000 people now. But we have a dedicated 30-something person specialized sports group, and that's the group I work in our team. And this is basically all we do is sports projects, and we have planners, architects, landscape architects, engineers. This is all within our group. And New England-based team. We're familiar with Bourne. The firm CHA has done other work in Bourne also. And then, of course, the basketball and court experts. So just the design process, we've already done the facility analysis. We've worked on the programming with the town. There was already a pretty good program in place when we got involved. But then this is where we are now. We're in the design and then the cost estimating portion of the project. And then from here, we would be going into bidding and then oversee the construction through occupancy. So project schedule, the last summer was the consultant selection process. Through that, they chose us, CHA, to do the project. And then we had a project kickoff meeting, and we did site analysis in September. We had the first public meeting, which about half of you here were here at that public meeting, and that was in October 22nd. And here we are today at the second public meeting. And then after today, we are hoping to move forward with a selected design, refine the design a little bit, and then go to procurement and bidding in February, with the anticipation of starting construction in March. And then do the construction March through June. And I think you have a grant deadline, right, for June-ish to get the project done?
Yeah.
So, so here's the existing site, as you guys all know. Here's the community center right here on Main Street. This is the park in the back of the community center. And our project site, there's the new playground is right over here. And our project site is right about in the center where the existing basketball court is. The skate park site, which Brett is going to be presenting, is back in this location, in the outfield, the baseball field. So some existing photos of the existing the court, the high, kind of dated chain link fencing, the old lighting, and access paths, and existing benches and so forth. And that's one thing about the project too that we're going to be doing. We're improving the court, but then we're also improving handicap access and seating for the surrounding benches. And then actually, as a little bonus to the project, we did end up taking a look at access to the softball field. It just seemed to be the right thing to do on there. Just some other representative photos, some of the existing edges of the project, the existing electrical, which, as part of the project, we had the opportunity to upgrade the electrical at the park also, and then some of the access corridors here. So again, the existing site, there's the existing basketball court right here, the new playground. So the project is, just an exciting opportunity to enhance this whole area, the core of the park, the new basketball court, and the skate park back here. So the program that we had for the courts, it's the Jason Camilletti Memorial Basketball Court. It's a great opportunity to continue honoring him with a brand new refurbished court that actually, I hope you like the revised design, because we've added some pretty exciting features, and we were able to advance it. So there would be post-tension concrete courts with one full court, one full-size court, and then two smaller courts with 6 basketball goals. The court, other court equipment, seating, so forth. The surfacing and painting, including the commemorative artwork honoring Jason. Fencing and gates, definitely upgrading that. ADA accessible pathways will be tying in as part of our project. Brett and Grindline are designing the gathering area, but we'll be tying into that with the basketball court. And then we've added players and spectator seating, new sports lighting, and then other site amenities that we'll work with in conjunction with Brett's team, trash receptacles, bike racks, and we'll be putting a water fountain in, somewhere along the corridor for water fountain and bottle filling station. So these are the 2 concepts we presented the last time. I won't go into them in too much detail, but it's the refurbished court here in the center, spectator seating, and then this is the allocated gathering space that Grindline is mainly working on. So one option had it angled about in its existing orientation and pretty much adjacent to the existing T-ball field. And then the other option had it rotated slightly, taking advantage of some of the additional space working into this field, and creating a little larger separation and spectator seating area on this side near the T-ball field. And then again, you have the joint gathering space that's part of Rhineland's project. So then this is the option that through the last public meeting, the majority of people at the public meeting selected. And then also we did a follow-up online survey, and 18 people chose this option and only 6 chose the other option. So with that, through the town, we decided to move forward with this option. And it gives a little bit more space between the T-ball field and added grass area in between the two. It also ties in really nicely, you'll see when we go over the skate park design, making an access corridor here back to the skate park and creating this gathering space. So we took that and we advanced it. We actually widened the court a little bit from that option, and to allow for these 2 cross courts to have a little bit more space. I'll back up just a little bit. This is obviously this is the main full court, full-size court, and then you have the 2 smaller courts running across the court there. So there'd be a goal here, and then a goal here and here, and here for the smaller courts. And those goal posts would be on the outside of the court, and then reach over the fence and into the court. And then you can see the lining for those smaller courts in the lighter gray. And so then we added coloring from the Jason Tromeletti logo that was provided by the town. And we have a commemorative basketball with the number 14 on there in the middle that is similar to the logo. So this option, we have the lighter blue in the court here, we have darker blue here. It doesn't look as blue on this screen, but it's actually a dark blue that matches the logo, and the town colors kind of appears black on the screen there. And then this one has a darker blue in the surround. And then the other option, we have a similar layout. Oh no, that is the one with the slightly lighter blue around the edge. And then the other option has a darker blue around the edge, and then the kind of medium blue in the keys and in the middle. So that's what we want some of your input tonight on, which option you prefer from the painting, or if there's anything else you'd like to see different on that. So it's just some precedent photos to give you an idea of what the different colors would look like. This is the new post-tension concrete court in Hingham. I was bringing these up because I think there was some discussion last time about the concrete curb along the fence. So in these photos, I didn't have these photos the last time, but you can see the fencing along this side has that concrete curb on the fence. And then I have some other photos that show it on the line side, on the grass side. Sorry. Again, just some precedent photos. These are tennis courts, but you can see that curve along here where it comes out, and you can mow, have the mower run along it. And then, this is a multi-sport court. I think we showed this the last time with the goals on the outside, and you have the multi-sports in the middle. And it shows the how you can have the different lines overlapping on the court. So and then these are some of the precedent photos that I grabbed, because I think last time some people had some questions about how that mower strip goes, extends beyond the fence and allows for just a cutting edge. This is actually a really good picture here to see, how that separates the grass and the court.
Also helps eliminate trees growing in the fence.
Exactly, and it eliminates trees growing in the fence on the inside of the court too. And this is a photo of it under construction where, they put the fence posts in, and they pour the curb along here. And this is the court side, and this is the grass side. So then it also gives them a really nice solid surface to pave up against. Well, when there's an asphalt court, they can pave right up against there and get a nice compacted court. But on the post-tension concrete court, actually the post-tension goes in first, and then they pour the curb after. And then this is an example of the curb around the court, even on the asphalt side. This is a post-tension court, and it has the curb, and then you pave on the outside, you pave the asphalt just right up to the curb. Just makes everything so much cleaner. You're not paving around fence posts and so forth, asphalt pavement. And then this is just an example of the layering of the court, the surfacing. So you have two coats of, you have your concrete, then you have your two coats of paint surface, and then the line striping at the top. These are examples of different lighting. This is a Musco lighting system, and this is a Lumec light. A little more. We're actually looking at the Musco system, because you only need one pole to light the whole court. And also the skate park designers are considering Musco also.
We also have Musco at all of our
You do?
baseball fields.
Yeah, and they can be controlled through the computer and from iPads and so forth. So then this is the post-tension concrete construction. The main part of this is, so you have your compacted gravel base, actually a water vapor barrier goes down, and then you have your compacted base, and then your the post-tension concrete bands go in, and then they pour the concrete, and then you actually tighten up the bands, and the bands hold the concrete together. So you end up without any expansion joints or contraction joints or anything in the construction. Then on top of that goes the color seal coating surface, the 3 layers color seal coating. And that's all I have for the presentation. Guess we can open it up for questions. See if you would like to know anything more. I can go back to
That final, you said the coating that goes on there, how long roughly with this weather around here is it good for?
the coating, the surfacing has to get recoated every 7 to 8 years. But the post-tension concrete has usually lasts about 30 years. There's a 20-year warranty on those. So
What about the basketball in the middle? How will
The
that
logo.
wear? The logo. How will that wear with kids running over back and forth on it?
that would end up getting re-seal coated about every 7 years also. And it wears pretty well.
Now, will they have to move his stone out there while they're doing that? It says-
Yeah, we are planning on relocating the stone.
Okay.
I think it's
It's right to the left.
right around here, so we may
Okay.
move it back over to here,
Okay.
a little closer to the access point. So this is, I was mentioning this before also, this is some of the benefits that we can add, access to the softball field also. A little wider corridor and into the basketball court area also.
I have a bunch of questions. Some you may be able to answer now, some may be part of the future.
Yeah.
Show me the spectator bleachers. What are they gonna be made of? What are they gonna look like?
So there's, it's basically a concrete pad, and these would be aluminum spectator seating.
How many rows?
We haven't
Okay.
nailed down the rows yet, but it might be 4, could be 5.
And that's outside the fence?
Yeah, that's right.
And where are the team benches?
So their team benches would go in the court, and they'd be portable.
Portable team benches?
Yeah, along the edge here, because we'd have to move those so they could play
Right.
on the smaller courts. We're also gonna have, you'll see in Brett's design, we're gonna have benches along here in the central corridor, and those could be used as team benches if they're not, if you don't have the portable ones set up in the court. And there's a gate right here going into the court, so if you're along these team benches, you can go into the court through that gate.
Is there electricity outlets available at the court?
Yeah, that's something we would work out in the detailing, we'd see if
What's the height of the
those are
fence?
needed.
What's the height of the fence?
We are proposing right now Katie and I, we've been still just talking about the heights, but we're proposing to do a 10-foot fence along the back, along the backs, and then 6 feet on the sides. So not doing 10 feet around the whole court. So
So
make it look a little bit more open.
you mentioned on the side courts, left to right, the posts are going to be outside of the fence.
Yep,
And for the longer court, the posts will be inside the fence?
inside, yeah.
Are they the single posts and then to the backboard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will they?
Have the neck out, they would be out here, the post would be about right here,
Okay.
and it would extend over into the net.
For the side courts, will the baskets be adjustable?
We're considering that, yep.
Okay.
I had it.
I'm trying to look carefully at the lines for the 2 smaller courts,
Yep,
and I see 3-point circles. Is there really room for those in these smaller courts?
3, oh, right here. Yeah, there is. It's just not, it's just,
It's
it's
gonna
shorter,
fit.
it's shorter.
Oh, it's not a legitimate 3-point.
No, it is, no, the key and the 3-point circle is the regulation size. It's just the court itself is shorter.
And what about the width?
The width it's narrower.
But not much.
But not much narrower.
What's the distance from the court to the main court to the fence?
This distance now, I think that's, I think it's a little over 8 feet now.
And what about the baseline?
The baseline, I think that's 6 feet, roughly.
Okay. Those are all my questions.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
There's only one entrance into the court?
No, it's harder, it's easier to see on the other color one. We have a gate here,
Okay.
gate here, a gate here, a gate here, and a gate back here. And you'll see how that ties in with their plan. There's a gathering area here. So that gate could be used to go out to that gathering area, or go in from that gathering area.
I'm sorry, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Can you talk about?
You've used up all your questions.
No. I'll tell where I did ask it. Is there a gate from the spectator seating into the court?
Yes, and that's if, if some players, sometimes the players use the bleachers to sit and gather, like
Oh.
during practices
Okay.
or something, so
Okay.
we have a gate right here to go in right from the spectator bleachers.
And all the gates are wide, ADA?
They're 4 feet wide.
Is 4 feet ADA compliant?
Yes.
I just have a question. The color option A, it's the blue? Is that,
Yeah, they're blue, they're all shades of blue. They were taken from the
He
logo.
has photos
Let me
up
go
here that
back.
are a little bit better to see.
Yeah, these colors are a little better, and they actually even look a lot better on just the regular computer monitor. Go back. They're these shades of blue that are in this logo.
so how did that concept come to be of blue? Because our town colors are not blue.
Right. The concept of the blue came from Jason, was an upper K Tech student, so his basketball jersey are these colors.
Right,
So that is why we are integrating that.
but you are integrating it on the logo. Does it have to also be on the courts which are not Upper Cape courts?
I think it would be nice to match the center focus, the logo. I think it's also, because it is Jason's court, it's important to represent him in the work on it.
I think it's important, but I also think that it's important to know somehow that they're Bourne courts.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I mean,
they're not at
necessarily-
Upper Cape Tech, they are Bourne, they're behind the community center. so.
They're what?
I guess I'm making an assumption, but we're at the community center, so I think those are town board courts. And the rule sign and all the signage that would be on there would say, for any issues, please call the recreation department, marking that it's rec court.
As long as we're
I don't
talking-
think that coloring would essentially say that, like, our tennis courts are blue, green, it just because it's not purple doesn't mean it's not a
Yeah,
Bourne.
and the playground has the blue surfacing too, ties in nicely with that. Yeah, communities don't always do recreation courts in the town colors, the school colors. I mean,
But that's
that-
not our town colors, what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he made a mistake when he said that.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I was.
He didn't know, I don't know if you knew that our high school, the Bourne High School colors are purple anyway.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I
Well,
did
the
see
whole
that.
town,
Yeah.
the town colors are purple.
Right.
Could do a purple on the outside.
I don't know, I'm not saying necessarily purple, I'm just saying the blue is definitely, to me, surrounding town colors. I understand it's the Vogue school colors, but it's also.
Royal
They're
blue
saying-
is.
Like,
I mean, the colors
Maybe
aren't up
it's
for
upper
discussion, but the tones are.
I mean, this is,
Sorry,
it's
what?
not Upper Cape
The
colors,
colors
it's
aren't up
Jason's
for
colors.
discussion, but the hues and the lightness are.
Why isn't the color up for discussion?
Because it's a Jason Connolly Memorial Basketball Court.
I don't know that, I'm on the rec committee, I've never heard the color was not up for discussion, is that true?
And the color seems to be decided.
So this is a little bit of a sensitive matter. Usually when we take consideration for courts, we have a wider range. Jason's family is sitting right here, so we had spoke at our last meeting, and Jason's mom had expressed that she'd like to see them in blue shades, so that's where we went to.
As long as we're talking about colors, what about the colors of the lines? It looks like white for the main court, but what
Yeah.
about the side
Those,
courts?
those were like a light gray, like a gray,
But different.
Different, yeah, yeah. 'Cause then, that way you,
I like
when
it.
you're playing on them, you can see it.
And center.
You
I
can
don't.
distinguish them between the other white
I'm not
lines.
saying this to you.
Another nice tie-in is that the existing playground's blue also. And,
We like A.
so,
A's nice. Nice A.
Mike, is there any, from a maintenance standpoint, is there any benefit to going with A or B?
well, okay, Jamie looked into this a little bit too, so she's on the line. This darker blue would be, no, I'm sorry. This blue would be a custom color. This, we seem to be able to get in a standard color, and this would be a standard color. So you have less of the custom color on this one. And I think on this one, you would be using more of the custom color. Which is, for the size of the court, I don't think it's a significant add to the price. The custom colors are 15 to 20% more.
What does a
It's
court like
just-
this cost to resurface approximately? What are we looking at, like every 7 years or something?
I'd have to check. I can get you the information. They varied. I could give you like 2 years ago prices, but
Yeah,
they may
I
not
know.
be relevant.
Changes every day.
I think, Jamie, could you hear me on that one?
Yeah, I can hear you on
You
the
can.
cost question.
Yeah, it's that medium blue that's the custom color, right?
Yes,
Okay.
the medium blue is the custom color, the darker and the lighter blues are both the standard color that they have.
Yeah. So on this one, you would have more of the standard colors. But one thing we do is when you do the court, we have a contractor build the court, you ask them for extra paint. You ask them for extra paint. So we always ask them to leave like a couple 5-gallon jugs of extra paint for touching up for the next couple of years. That way you're not trying to find the paint or order it, and, because even if you order this blue again, the custom color, it's not gonna match too well, So,
Is it stain proof? I don't know if anything can stain that or what, but drinks or something, I don't know.
Drinks and things like that generally don't stain it. You can get rust stains and things, but we see that more in asphalt courts, because there could be some iron in the asphalt that ends up staining. But, I mean, you do get, you could get water, silt stains on them, but you can, power wash that off.
What color is the surface of the playground? Green.
It-
Okay.
Oh,
No,
it's
I was
green.
just curious.
Oh, it's green.
Yeah, that's our
Oh,
old
that's the
playground
old
right
one,
there.
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some
So
pictures.
that's not purple.
Okay, no.
Actually, like I said, it doesn't have to be purple.
Right, no, I'm just saying it's green, which is fine.
And towns do courts in other colors that aren't their town colors for commemorative purposes. And then Hingham, actually, this court I showed you, Hingham's colors that's the Hingham tennis courts. That's at the high school, so their school colors are red. So these were done in red and gray. But then this basketball court's at a park, at a recreation park, and they didn't want the red, just you can see the broader view, they didn't want like red standing out so much in the park. So they did it in the dark green and the light green. At first, we were looking at doing this in the red and the gray like we did at the high school. But the Parks Department said we wanted this to look more pastoral than green. And their tennis courts in the background are green. So, this is Milford. I didn't have the bigger picture of Milford, but they did red also, their town colors are red, and they did end up doing red with the gray. I showed them the Hingham colors that we did, because we did those courts the year before, and they liked it, so they picked the same colors. So, any other questions, or we can have discussion after the skate park presentation also. I'll just need a few minutes to switch switch the presentation around.
So you know about this, before we do that, the sound system will you'll be connected to our sound.
Okay, so yeah, if you can get Brett on
That
that.
would be excellent.
Oh, shoot.
Just
Sorry. They're on the teams. Yep. And so Brett, she's going to log in on the other computer, guys, Jamie, Brett. But that should only take a few minutes. If you guys are already on the meeting, I don't think you have to do anything. Sorry. I have my privilege on this computer, Oh, it's right here. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, good.
Oh, do you think it was?
All right.
I have no idea. No, I'm just thinking where I'm at.
Please stand by while we work out the technical.
Yes, every meeting is always somebody. And it takes us there. It says the
No, I don't have it. That's
Oh.
amazing. And then you log into your Microsoft Office, right?
You did?
No.
I just didn't know.
You don't
You're
have
gonna
to
get
know
one.
on this.
Why?
Because my skin is too thin.
I can log into my email.
Oh, you can? Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah.
That's a good one. It doesn't even, feels like a little pinch. It just feels like a little like, it's not even, it's not.
Oh, you are on it. You're on it, so it should
Oh,
be
yeah, I'll
on
go
your
on too.
calendar.
Okay, I'll do it together.
I did check, and it's 12 and a
Remember
half
Donna back in the day?
on the side, and 7 and a half on the top and bottom.
Oh, okay. Well, I was guessing it was 12 and a half.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's under here.
Love that.
So the sides are 12 and a half.
It's nice too because
From the base, from the sidelines to the fence, to the back.
I didn't want just.
No, at the sides.
I want something
That's,
that-
we have more space there to accommodate the side courts. I mean, the cross courts. Yeah, the baseline, which said it's about 8
She
feet.
will if you tell her, if you ask her, not tell her.
You and Alice will go. We'll go have lunch first. You guys will get You need one cocktail before you go.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Allison sent me a Snapchat.
Did she?
Yeah,
That's
that's not good. I like the font.
Yeah, that's what I like.
It's like, yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Trying to work out to use the other computer. So it ties into their system a little better.
When do we vote on the color?
I think it goes up for discussion.
No, which one you guys like? I guess, yeah, you can provide input now, well, which one do you guys like better? The one with the darker on the outside?
No, lighter,
The lighter on the outside,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I just don't understand, who votes for that color, I guess I'm trying to figure out.
Us.
Us
It's
and
like
him.
A and B, they're the options.
Well, it's like if you had like a Patriots player who, you know, you're honoring him, or like say he was playing for San Diego, okay, but he's from Bourne. So they put the San Diego colors to honor him because that's what he was doing. You know, those were the colors he was wearing when he died. That's what they're doing to honor Jason, is his colors. I know it's the Rams, and I know it's not our colors, I know our colors are purple and white. But, I mean, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you guys.
I had never, sitting on the rec committee, I had never heard us discuss color.
Yeah.
And so I was shocked when I heard that today and saw it today. That's all. I'm not saying it shouldn't be there to honor this student. I understand he's a student. I just don't understand the process of all of that. That's all.
Okay.
You know, I'm not, I love the logo for the basketball, I love all that,
Yeah.
but, you know, it was just a surprise to me. And then to hear that it's not a good discussion,
So-
I didn't know, that is.
Would you be better inclined if they had the blue for him and the white and all the other colors, but the area itself was green? I mean, like,
Maybe.
It's, at the moment, it seems like it's down to the two, but it's also not finalized, so. With this,
Right,
the room,
right.
this is done.
Right, that is something that's what I thought, so when I heard it wasn't up for discussion, I was sort of taken aback by that.
And I think that color design is very smart looking, and it looks good, and it was Jason's school. And, you know,
I like the A if it's not much of a cost difference over B.
yeah. And that'll come out later.
There we go. Should I-
That might sound even more.
All right.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say it had to go.
Loud and clear. Can you guys hear me all right?
Did you see how for inside the fence, inside the fence, outside is all this? That's what I was thinking. I think it's inside the fence,
Display settings.
just like the tennis courts has to be, and then it's all inside the fence.
Maybe over.
You know, keep the blue on
See where it says extended displays, extended out.
fence, the court, and then.
It's the tone and the ingredient,
Yeah,
like this is
exactly.
the colors not up for discussion.
So one of them up there.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did it. So make it, you know, somehow break it up a little, that's all. And I'm not taking it.
All right, Brett, I think the floor is yours. We got it working.
All right, sounds good. Well, first of all, hi everyone. My name is Brett Johnson. I'm the lead designer at Grindline Skate Parks. Sounds like some of you were here at the last meeting when Matt was presenting, so you might be familiar with us. But for those who aren't, we're a skate park design and build company. We specialize in cast-in-place concrete skate parks. And I've been working with Grindline for the last 10 years, and I've been a skateboarder for even longer. So I'll start us off. I think Michael went over some of the previous steps already. Matt was over here, did the kickoff meeting with the city. We did a site visit. He came and collected information in the first public meeting about the skate park and what you guys wanted. And from that, we took that information, we made 2 concepts that were shared in the last meeting that Matt was here. The concept that was chosen was the second variation, and we took that and refined it based on the input received in the second public meeting, as well as previous meetings and from the online input to come up with this. So this is the second concept that had the bowl in the center. We found out that we had a little bit more room to work with, so I was able to expand the phase 1 footprint by 1,000 square feet to make it, to include a couple more of the features that were wanted. You can see next to the basketball, and first of all, let me say that this is a placeholder basketball court, and by no means did I design this. This is just there for show. You can see the gathering space. We have 2 shade structures and some benches around. We'll get some closer shots of that further along in the presentation. So zooming in on the skate park, you can see we've got brick bank features, manual pad, ledge features, rails going across, and a really long ledge feature for people to practice their balance and grind tricks on. We've got this pretty much a back and forth section for the phase 1 with some higher quarter pipes and some smaller quarter pipes and smaller banks for learning how to roll in. We've got a pool coping extension that's a new from the last variation. Coming over to the second phase, which the lines for the phases will be shown later. Probably should have been more up front so I can talk through this a little bit easier. But we close in one wall to create some more transition space and longer quarter pipes to do longer grinds on. I'm kind of bouncing around here for some of the changes, but you can see this light bluish strip of concrete in the phase 1 street area. I don't know how well you guys can see my mouse, but
yeah,
right through here, that's in the previous phase 2 concepts, we were showing kind of a trench feature, and just for simplicity and able to make this a little bit cheaper but still have the same representation, we're just doing an integral color pattern that will just be in the concrete, a light blue to portray something that you might put a bridge over. So you can grind over that on these rails, manual over it on this manual pad, or do a long grind on this long ledge. Flip through some more perspective angles so you can see a little bit more detail of what this looks like from a high level or a little bit higher than that.
Is this phase 1 and 2 together right now?
This is showing both phases, and at the end I should have moved that image further up in the slideshow, but towards the end you'll see the delineation more specifically. One of the features that were wanted that I wasn't able to include in the first 2 concepts was just having a low, long down rail down a bank. So I was able to incorporate that here with this whole fun box setup, which is coming from the left of your screen to the right. You can grind the rail across the top flat of these 2 banks, and then coming from the right to left, you can ride up the bank and do tricks down with the rail on the left. That was something that was wanted by multiple people and some of the feedback we received. Here's an angle showing the viewing area. We've got 2 shade structures that are 10 by 20 feet. We've got ADA accessible benches. There are picnic tables beneath those and around. And here are some of the elevations of those. These are just based on the flat work of the skate park being 0 and up. You can see this is a 4-foot tall quarter pipe. At least that should be 1 dash there. It's not 4 inches tall, it is 4 feet. And then across you can see the 5-foot tall extension that sticks up a couple feet higher than the deck around. and then so on. You can see the bowl. It's a 5-foot deep little pocket here that you can, pump into the -2 zone, carve around. You still have a straight face quarter pipe on this end, so you can stick around in there, or you can flow around and go on to the rest of the street section. For those that don't know a lot of the feature names or what we're calling some of this stuff, this is a good diagram that'll show you what we're talking about. Extensions, you've got your quarter pipes, your bank features. Brick bank, a lot of people wonder what that is, and street skateboarding in a lot of places. We love the sounds and everything that it creates, so we do integral color concrete, and we actually stamp the faces of the features to give it that actual texture and feeling of being real brick. Again, you got your basic street features, your manual pad, flat rails, your ledges, got pool coping in this pool pocket, quarter pipes, another extension, multiple hips all around the skate park. And this is showing you the delineation between phase 1 and phase 2. You can kind of see how it follows this saw cut line that I've shown in the previous image. But we also want to make sure that the phase 1 is connected to the viewing areas. So I'm showing this little leg coming off of here. But that is the updates to the skate park. The next steps, of course, being going into construction documents and getting this thing put out to bid and going to construction. You guys have any questions or comments about the skate park design?
Does he interrupt if he speaks? I have a question. Last meeting, we were excited about having some sort of a design to identify the town of Bourne, and we spoke of the canal and bridges. And is that blue, is that the result of our discussion? That's it?
Currently, that's what I'm showing. I think that definitely these bridges and stuff can be represented better in these flat bar railings, maybe as some sort of artistic feature. But if the trench was something that was very well received, I would love to throw that back in there with those little steel plates to be actual bridges. That's all stuff that's very, very possible. We're going to need a drain inside of this bowl either way. So whether that trench can sheet flow out and under this ledge and these become actual bridges, these are things that I can adjust very, very easily if that's a big want.
Can you go back to phase 1 and phase 2? The slide?
Yes. So my main reason for moving that piece over into the phase 1 was that we did have that local identity piece in the first phase, rather than waiting and then it not being included potentially later.
Can I ask the phase 2 price tag right now? Do you know what that would be?
I do not have that information, but I can get that answer for you.
Okay, thank you. I know. I don't mean.
So, when you talked on the basketball court about the cost of resurfacing and everything, about how long would we be looking at before this would take some maintenance to get back up to speed? I know concrete's gonna last us a while, but just kicking.
Could you hear that, Brett? Okay.
I wasn't sure if that was a basketball court question or not.
No.
question on if this has to be resurfaced like the basketball court.
Yeah, so the concrete surfacing, of course, this isn't going to be a paint kind of protection thing. So this is more just sealing and protecting the concrete. And I'm forgetting whether or not that's a 1 or 2 year application. It's a very simple thing. We usually come in and or the city can be taught how to do that. Is just seal coat, just like regular concrete is typically done.
Thank you.
Brett, do you have any information on the lighting?
I do not have any information on the lighting.
Okay.
Typically, we work with, Musco and Mill. This is a more simple design to light, so it'd be 1 to up to 3 poles is my assumption.
Perfect, thank you.
What's along the border? Is there a fence? Is there spectator seating?
So around the border, we would just do, dirt mounds to mount up to any raised features and form art. We don't typically do, fences around the skate park, but the viewing areas here and around.
It's like a grass mound that comes up so that it's like a nice gentle.
Yeah, so just some grass berms, and those will be seeded typically. And
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
and then spectators, and then that's the general spectator area. And you could kind of walk around in the grass, but you wouldn't want to be in the way of the wheels and stuff.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Brett?
What color is it? Concrete? Looks like concrete.
Yeah.
Except for the canal style thing.
Yeah. On the right.
Yeah.
Brett, this is just shown as a normal gray concrete, right?
yes, so right now I think the transitions I typically show is like a harvest gold or just a standard color that we typically use, whether it's terracotta or a lighter version of that, and then all the flat work is just natural gray.
I'm not clear on the bridge. There's 2 bridges?
Yep, the rails over that middle section where they've got the strip of blue,
Yeah.
just represent the 2 bridges.
Yeah, he said he could actually make those bridges, he could actually like hollow out the area underneath, which that might be kind of neat.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
just as
kinda
a
neat.
comment, I think last time, with the, like giving the, when we were looking at the images and all that stuff, I think that was something that was talked about and people were really excited about, so
Yeah.
just as a general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said they could kind of get artistic with it a little bit, so maybe like, can they make our bridges, or, just kind of really lean into that, like how can we put those little touches to
Yeah,
make
no,
it,
that'd be really, that'd
to
be
make it really
cool.
like into the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Plus, if you make it look like a bridge, isn't that dangerous? I mean, you don't have
No.
anything.
Well, there's like rainbow rails out
Well,
there,
they
so
have
maybe
the
kind of
rail on
making them
top.
in the shape, or, yeah, just
Okay.
kind of playing with that a little bit, so maybe looking at the bridges, cause they're pretty iconic for this
Right,
area, so.
yeah.
And then the train bridge is also very unique, so maybe, like you said, kind of getting artistic with that a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's cool, that's great,
Um,
yeah.
Have y'all ever done, in any of your designs, any of like, kind of artistically, but, and I don't know how this would change the surface, but I've seen cool things where it's kind of like a pour, like a epoxy pour with like fake fish in it and stuff like that, so I don't know if that I don't know if that, again, it's like a very different thing on a skate park versus like a doctor's office or whatever, but, is that something y'all have ever done at all? Or is that something you've ever seen in this kind of?
I don't know that I'm following exactly.
Okay. Just kind of, maybe just playing
But-
with that area and making it kind of water,
Kind of a water pattern.
yeah.
Representing that.
So this is, I don't know how well is, oh gosh,
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Most buffalo.
there we go. So here's a park we did in Lockport, New York, where this was an intentionally designed trench. So the whole park and the whole way this park was designed was to sheet flow all of the water into this central rain garden. So there are no drains in the concrete surfacing of the park, but you can see how we've got this trench that flows through the center. We've got this kicker gap across it, and then you've got the ledge and the rail that goes across this trench with a steel plate bridge going across the trench. This was similar to what I showed in the phase 2 in the last go around.
So the trench could mimic the canal.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett, how deep is the trench?
In this case, there's just it goes from about 6 inches to 9 inches on the outside where it's dripping into the rain garden or flowing into. Which I don't think we would want to do too much deeper than that if we did. One of the reasons why I did take one of the reasons why I did make it just integral color in the flat in this instance was because typically our, essential street features in the skate park are something you want to have full access to and full range, and them to be the beginner skate park features that they are. You don't want to make those features more intimidating by creating a challenge like a gap over. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that being said, I think that I could still accommodate a trench type feature in a way that makes sense, but the takeaway from the certain things needs to be, obviously taken into consideration, just because if I make a trench here and then I fill up, I try to make these bridges so that it's accessible, then how much of the trench is open and visible, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense. It makes it a lot more, just accessible for everybody. So, maybe just kind of playing with that artistically to make it blend could be good.
Yeah, and another option too is doing very specific detailing in the railings, because we can be more artistic with these rails than just having 3 posts and a grind bar across. So a lot of the times we do more intricate stuff and designs in these so that they are prettier and less just skate park based. I think maybe if I played with a couple of, options for the different bridges that are representing Bourne, that I think that I can make this represent bridges better than it's shown now without having to do a trench that might take away a little bit of the skateability aspect.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strip of water. Yeah. I'm glad
And another thing I just wanted to mention is that the longer flat bar rail is intended to be a little bit lower, and the shorter rail is meant to be a little bit more intermediate, so it'll be a little bit taller of a rail.
Makes sense?
Do you have something to say on it? No.
I apologize if you guys are trying to speak to me. It's breaking up a little
No,
bit.
you're good.
Each other.
But no, we're just talking it over.
So,
So-
are these two projects gonna be simultaneously done together?
Yes.
So, but the shade structures,
Yeah, shade structures will come after. We're going for CPC funding currently for that. We'll have accessible pathways to the park and the basketball court, but with the limited funding that we have currently, we have $500,000 for the skate park, and the basketball court project with lighting is $400,000, so we have to go for additional funding for the shade structure area.
are they gonna design the shade structure?
Yeah, it's all gonna be ready to go. Yep.
They're gonna get us the price on that?
Yep, Grindline's gonna work on cost estimates for that.
So, we're not, oh, I'm sorry, you're not gonna,
At the same time, can you get us the price for phase two?
Yes, I'll ask Matt to get us a rough estimate, phase two. Because phase two today is not gonna be phase two next year, so
Right.
we'll get an estimate.
could we get that phase two estimate to the CPC? No.
No. I think what the discussion was that we've had is that we wanted to see how popular that this skate park is in phase one.
Right.
Once the phase one is built and we see a ton of kids and families and adults out back and it's right in our face, the application process for phase two will be a lot easier, in my opinion.
Makes sense, yeah. So wait and see.
And in one of our previous meetings, Matt had mentioned how many skate parks, like, you guys do in phases as well, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not always easy to have the funding for skate parks, so they're used to phasing these projects out.
Makes sense.
How much money do we have for both the court and the skate park?
900,000.
900,000.
That's for all basketball, 5 years.
But that includes lighting.
Yeah, lighting,
Yeah.
spectator seating, amenities, not the shade structures.
But that,
That's the seniors.
that's what the CPC asked us for yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, and they're gonna give us the estimate for all that, so we can give it to the CPC.
Right, that's what I heard. Our side said TBD yesterday.
Oh.
Because we're designing it through public input, so we need to get a little bit closer to where we want to be to get those estimates.
Makes sense. Looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brett.
Are you,
Thank you.
No, just a fan.
Does anyone have any other questions for Brett before we let him go?
Or Jamie?
Hi.
Jamie's the one that makes me look good.
Yes, she
She
does.
does all the awesome design.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next steps?
We're gonna get the cost estimate done on the court, and tweak it a little bit. Always can tweak it a little bit. On our end, and I guess, yeah, they're gonna work on the cost estimating on their end. And, yeah, we're gonna then push forward with, design documents. Come the new year.
And what, as a community, what do we do next? I mean, when the designs come in, then we meet again? Or how?
No, discussions will be ongoing at the recreation committee meetings, so if anyone would like to stay involved, the rec committee typically meets the third Tuesday of the month. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 23rd, I believe it is, in this room at 5 o'clock. At all of our meetings, myself, Keith, we provide
27th.
updates to the committee,
27th.
27th, excuse me. We provide updates to the committee on all of our initiatives, from programming to projects, and all of the stuff in between. So just because we don't have any like designated public meetings, we have public meetings all the time. So you're all welcome to attend,
Or on Zoom.
or on Zoom. Yeah, from home too. So the conversation doesn't stop here.
It's 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll teach you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.